Giants played like champs last night in Philly. Behind 3 home runs, they came from behind to break a 5-game losing streak and take game 1 of the series. Now just a half game back in the NL West, the ball goes to Madison Bumgarner. The ace has done some of his best work on the road, and today the streaky Giants go for 2 straight wins over the Phillies. Game 2 of the series, and it's coming up next. Here we are at Citizens Bank Park as we get ready for Giants baseball. This is game 2 of this 3-game series. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, a situation has just arose here. Out of nowhere, this front comes through, and they immediately, the grounds crew here in Philadelphia, put the tarp on the field. And doing our research with the weather, and we're really good at it by now, having spent 4 days in Denver. It doesn't look like this is going to be very long. It looks like a small front, and more than anything, they probably just don't want to get the starters up right now. And if a front does come through and it rains for 5 minutes, they don't want them to sit down.
Well, that's the whole reason that they're putting the tarp on. It's because of the starters. You're absolutely right. Now, if this was a game that was already in the 3rd inning, that wouldn't even stop it. They would not have put the tarp on. But with the starters, they don't want to start them and then stop them and then restart them. So they're very sensitive to that, as they should be. So there is a little bit of rain in the downtown Philadelphia area. Once that passes through, we look at the Doppler, and there's nothing there. So this game is not in jeopardy of being canceled, just a slight delay.
And the beauty of playing back east in these situations is this ground crew and this organization, they go through this on every homestand, so this is not a problem for them.
No, they're like a well-oiled machine. They look like the Rockettes out there rolling out the tarp, so this is not going to be a big delay or a problem, and we should have some baseball here shortly.
All right, we will keep you updated here from Citizens Bank Park. Right now, stay tuned. We'll take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update, and you'll get all of that right after this. Philadelphia as we get ready for baseball. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 79 degrees here at the yard. We have winds pretty brisk, humidity at 60%, and it is mostly cloudy. Here's the lineup for Bruce Bochy. Giants come in with a record of 31-25. It'll be Aoki back in the lineup, and then Joe Panik with a 10-game hitting streak, followed by Pagan, Posey, and Belt. Crawford is going to hit in the 6th slot. Then it's Duffy, Blanco, and Bumgarner.
On the hill today for the Phillies will be the young right-hander Severino Gonzalez, 23-year-old out of Panama. And this is what he has done since being called up in 4 starts, 2-1 with a 6.88 ERA. The strike thrower, and he's averaged about a strikeout inning in the minor leagues. You see he's been giving up some hits. He's got a fastball that's low 90s, a lot of movement. You'll get sink, you'll get cut out of him. He's got kind of a slurvy breaking ball and a changeup. He's right, you'll see a lot of ground balls.
So here's Nori Aoki, who did not play last night. He had battled a little bit of a flu bug. And the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it's high. So we get started. 3:34 first pitch. 2 balls and no strikes to Aoki, hitting at .314, a couple of home runs, 15 driven in. There's a called strike. 29-minute delay to the start of this game. And it's now 2-2. Mike Winters behind the dish. Wegner, Foster, Barber from first to third.
Mike Winters, I think, is a pitcher's umpire.
And that hit Aoki. So the Giants have a base runner.
Just like that.
Right off the bat, Gonzalez now in the stretch.
Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Severino for the Phillies. It'll be Ashe, Rivera, and Francoeur. That's your outfield. Good arms on the corners. Galvis and Franco on the left side of the infield. Hernandez and Ruff on the right side. And Carlos Ruiz, the veteran, will be in the squad, putting down the sides. Days off for Chase Utley and Ryan Howard.
So here's Panik, who was 2 for 4 last night. So Aoki, a base stealer at first with 12 steals. He's been thrown out 5 times. And Panik takes a strike.
You're talking about Mike Winters' strike zone, and I say it is a pitcher's umpire because you'll see a pretty big zone early in the game. I think he's a low ball guy, but you'll see a lot of generous strikes early on, and it has a tendency to kind of tighten as the game wears on. You don't get the same strike zone all the time as a reliever that you get as a starter, but he's a good pitcher's ump.
Just off the plate, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Pagan to follow. And a quick toss, and Aoki back easily.
Aoki, who had the flu yesterday, said he got to the ballpark today, felt good, and boom, just like that, he's in the lineup.
Shot up the middle, and now Gonzalez can't find it, and everybody's safe.
That was a bullet.
Wow. Even Panik's down the line looking at Gonzalez, hoping that he's okay.
It may have got him on the throwing arm. It got him below the elbow, between the elbow and the wrist. And you can hear the sound, and when that thing comes right back, you know it was a direct hit.
Kind of got a hanger. And you're right, it may have.
They're going to give him a couple throws right here, but I mean, that's definitely a stinger. The problem with getting hit on the arm is the way that it stiffens. be able to get through it a little bit now because you've got some adrenaline pumping through that arm, but sooner or later it's going to stiffen up. And this is one guy that they are not going to take a chance on. This is a guy that they're very high on.
Both Ryan Sandberg and Bob McClure, the pitching coach, out there watching Severino Gonzalez.
Now the arm action looks pretty free and easy. He's got a loose arm, and this guy's got a good arm. 6'2", 170-pounder, not a big guy yet, but again, just a baby by age. You're out there as a pitching coach and manager, you're watching the arm action and you're listening. You're listening to any grunt or groan or any kind of a grimace. I mean, that's what you're paying attention to. And it won't always show up immediately after getting drilled. This will be something they'll watch very closely, obviously, the rest of the game. But he says he's okay.
Well, he's got a couple of teammates from the left side of the infield probably conversing in Spanish, trying to make sure that he's okay. So here's Pagan. Pagan hitting at .295 with 11 runs batted in. Pagan went 1 for 5 in the game last night, and here he takes wide, 1 ball and no strikes. With Buster Posey on deck, just underway. 29-minute delay to the start of this game due to a shower that came through. So Gonzalez now gets the sign from Ruiz. Swinging a foul down the left field line and out of play. I'm trying to figure out where this may have hit Gonzalez. It is hard to tell.
Well, I think it may have got him just on the arm right below the wrist. Kind of the same spot that Hunter Pence got hit by in spring training and broke his arm.
Pagan fouled down the right field line as he got the barrel out. It's 1-2. Now, one thing it'll do for sure, it'll shake you up a little bit. So good speed on the bases for the Giants, especially at second. And Pagan hits it into right field, a base hit. Here's Aoki. Francoeur's got the good arm. His throw is over everything, and both runners advance. And the Giants take the lead. And that is very unusual that Francoeur would do that.
He has one of the best assist arms that we've seen the last 10 years in the game. And you can see him trying to make something out of nothing. Really, it wasn't a very good bet to get Aoki. It looked like he may have slipped with that front foot as he was striding towards his target to release. And what is normally a very laser-like accurate arm, Giants catch a break there.
So here's Buster Posey. Now Giants runners at second and third. And the pitch is low. Buster last night 2 for 4 with a home run. His home run ended up being the game-winning home run. Two balls and no strikes. Here's the throw by Francoeur.
Watch his front foot, see if he has a little slip in it.
Yeah, that or collapse somehow.
Because Carlos Ruiz, the catcher for the Phillies, he had none chance.
I mean, even Gonzalez backing up didn't have a chance. There's a strike, maybe a perfect 2-0 pitch, 2-1. The Phillies play the infield back. They'll obviously give up a run on a ground ball. 2-2. Belt to follow. Gonzalez to Posey. Not close. 3-2. And that was the shot that Gonzalez had, although he's got a base to play with.
Yeah, I think they're going to stay on that outside corner. If they miss and walk him, no big deal. As you said, Severino's got ground ball stuff, so he can get a double play if he puts a runner in force at first base.
Posey out swinging.
He threw that ball by him. Not often you see Posey get that many pitches in an at bat and be late on a fastball. And again, they go right on that outside corner. So a big strikeout, and for a young pitcher like Severino, man, that's the type of an out that can give him some confidence.
So here's Belt. Belt 0 for 3 last night with a walk. And he takes wide, 1-0. Crawford to follow. Pitch number 20 in the inning for Gonzalez. And Belt takes high, 2-0. I think Gonzalez was looking into Mike Winters, trying to figure where that pitch was.
Now, Mike Winters is not one of those umpires you can do that with, especially if you're 22 years old. And this is your 7th appearance ever.
Belt pops this out of play.
See the outfield, they're bunched, given the left field line, they bunched the middle of the diamond. And not much of a shift really in the infield.
Belt skies one to center field. Hit well. Revere's got room. It's going to get Panic home. It's going to get Pagan to third, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, nice at bat. That really was the situation. Get a fly ball deep enough, and if you get hit to center, it's pretty much assured you're going to score that run with the arm of Ben Rivera. He doesn't have a good arm at all. So an easy score for Panic, an easy take at third for Pagan.
So here's Crawford with Pagan at third. The RBI for Belt is 25th. Crawford's got 38 runs batted in, and that obviously includes the 2-out RBI he had in the game last night off a tough lefty. 0-1. And Gonzalez runs that pitch in tight. Just looking at the velocity, he's not going to knock you out with the velocity, but there isn't any doubt that he's sneaky.
Well, that's where he has to be. I mean, he's got to control the knees. I mean, he's got natural sink and cut to his fastball, depending on the way he grips the baseball. But it's only going to be movement when he gets it down the strike zone. He's not going to get that type of movement at the belt or above.
Crawford rolls it foul. So it's 2-2 to Crawford. And Crawford gets hit.
Well, Cutter, he had nowhere to go. And that's the guy reacting to what he think the ball is going to do, and then all of a sudden he gets a sort of a reverse movement on it, and he winds up walking right into it. Watch the front side. He's striding into this ball thinking it's going to come out over the plate, and then all of a sudden cut right into the thigh.
So here's Duffy. Duffy hit his 4th home run in the game last night, an opposite field home run. And he seems to excel with runners in scoring position. He's got 23 runs batted in. And he takes wide. It's 1-0.
I think Duffy enjoys hitting in that 7th spot. He's got a little more protection than the pitcher. For the most part of this year, he's been an 8th place hitter. And you don't get a lot of protection in the National League with a pitcher behind you.
Rolls it foul. The beauty of Duffy is how he goes to right field.
Well, there's the distribution of hits, and based on that stat right there, you cannot overload one side of the defense against the guy. Just a really good bat control hitter and uses line to line. Last night a home run that went out to right field.
Kind of a hanger, 1-2. So pitch number 31 in the inning coming up to Matt Duffy. Crawford goes, swinging a foul. And we'll do it again. One-two pitch. A little pop up, and this is going to end the inning. His rough is coming down the line, and that'll do it. Giants on the board twice. They lead 2. Bumgarner coming out.
Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the new black pepper cheeseburger today, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-time automaker with the longest lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Giants lead 2-0. Take a look at the lineup for the Phillies. It'll be Revere, Hernandez, and then Franco. Franco, yeah, he's swinging a hot bat. Ruff, Francoeur fifth, and then Ashe, Galvis, and Ruiz, and Gonzalez will hit ninth.
On the hill today for the Giants will be Madison Bumgarner. This is what he has done in 11 starts, 6-2 with a 3.12 ERA, 61 strikeouts against 13 walks. And with Bumgarner, you're going to see a low three-quarter release, fastball that he'll cut. He's got a slider, a curveball, and a changeup to go with it.
Revere last night went 1 for 3. He shoots this one into left center field. Pagan got a great read on it, and he makes the catch.
Nice play indeed. Let's take a look at that defense playing behind Bumgarner. Starting in the Giants outfield from left to right. Aoki back in the lineup, joined by Pagan and Blanco. That's your outfield. Pitts getting another day with that sore wrist. Crawford and Duffy on the left side of the infield. Panic and Belt on the right side. And Buster Posey will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Cesar Hernandez. Went 0 for 4 last night. And he pushes this bunt over the Phillies dugout. Hernandez hitting at .225. He's got a home run. He's got 9 driven in. No Utley, no Howard. Both have really poor numbers against Bumgarner. And this is bounced to Belt, and Belt will go to the bag. 2 outs. This is not the first team we've seen sit their best hitters against Bumgarner. And of course, their best hitters happen to be left-handed hitters.
Take a look at how Bumgarner mixes up his pitches. About 80% of the time, you're going to see something hard with a fastball or a cutter. He does drop a curveball on you occasionally, depending on how it's acting that particular day. And he's got a changeup, which he will show you has not been a go-to pitch yet.
Here's a strike to Maikel Franco. He's been hot. He's been especially hot with the long ball. Bounces this one off his foot, and it's 0-2. Giants 2, Phillies nothing. We're in the first inning. On the ground to Crawford. Crawford on a big hop. His throw in plenty of time, and that'll end the inning. After 1, 2-0 Giants. Last night, Justin Maxwell got a hanging breaking ball from Jerome Williams, and guess what? It was a 2-run home run into the upper deck. It tied the game at 3-3 in the 4th inning. And we found out that he's got another tool. He's a good guest after the game.
It is the 6th tool.
It is. The 7th is being able to tamper with your bats legally.
That's right. There's a fine line there.
There is a fine line. I've played with guys that actually cross the line. Here's Blanco, who takes high. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Do you think this generation corks bats?
No.
I don't either.
I don't think they have to. I think with all the different bats now and how hard they are and the different styles, I don't think you need to. I think if you drive on a back road somewhere and find a fence post and you got the capabilities in your garage, you can make a bat and use it, and nobody's going to care. Blanco out swinging.
Well, there's no better way to kick off your summer than going to the Giants game at AT&T Park. Interleague play is back as the Giants will take on the Mariners June 15th and 16th. You can get $10 off all tickets to the game on Tuesday the 16th. So start your summer with Giants Mariners baseball. Go to sfgiants.com/tickets and use the coupon code SUMMER to get $10 off. Well, this generation, if you look at their bats, I mean, it's amazing how uniform they are across baseball. It's rare that you see anybody hit with any more than 32 ounces of weight.
Foul back. Bumgarner got a hanger.
32 ounces is considered a heavy bat now. You have a lot of guys using 30, 31 ounces, even sometimes lighter than that. The whole idea about the cork bat was to take and bore a hole on the top of your barrel and put cork in it, which would take away weight.
And it created the same sound as if you hadn't dug a hole in the end of it.
So you get a 34-ounce bat with the theory that you get better wood with a 34-ounce bat and then bore out the barrel up top.
And it's very light at the end.
And then you get a lighter bat.
Cork really had nothing to do with it. Just provides the right sound.
You had to put something. If you just had an empty hole there that you bored out, then it would make a funky sound, and umpires would know it.
And Gonzalez just turned around on Mike Winters.
Let's take a look. He wanted that one, and Mike, well, you can't do that, kid. Not with Winters.
Bumgarner just gave Mike Winters a little bit of that North Carolina look. Wanted to say something, I'm quite sure.
The only thing you should ever say as a pitcher is, I want that one too. I don't think he was very enthusiastic.
Here's the look right here. Ready? So here's Nori Aoki, who was hit by a pitch to open up the game and scored. And now Gonzalez just throwing strikes.
And they're knee-high strikes, and that's where he gets his movement.
And he's just throwing strikes.
Got a good flow going right now. Does not show any ill effects after being hit on his throwing arm in the first inning.
I'd like playing behind this guy.
Get it, go.
Base hit.
He can hit.
He can hit. Here's Joe Panik.
That swing with 2 strikes is such a great example of bat control. Because he doesn't hook this. He just lays this thing right back up the middle. So this is just exceptional bat control.
It's like a tennis racket.
Yeah. That's exactly what it looks like. But this guy played a lot of pepper when he was a kid. Still the greatest game in the world to learn how to hit.
Here's Panik, who hit one off of Gonzalez in the first. And a strike. He's found that spot, and he's hit it about 6 times in this inning. And that pitch is low. Ruiz knocked it down. Aoki's got 12 steals. Foul back.
All right, time now for our cold hard facts. It's brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. There's 4 players in the majors that have multiple hitting streaks of 10 games or more: Eric Ibar, Ian Desmond, Adrian Gonzalez, and Joe Panik. And that is our cold hard facts, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Low to Panik. Hey, guess what it's doing in Colorado?
Don't tell me it's raining.
They're delayed.
Wow. I should not be surprised.
You know, it feels like we've been through that there. 7.5 hours worth.
Felt like a lifetime.
2-2 pitch. Panik rolls this one to the second baseman Hernandez, and this is going to end the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Ruff, Francoeur, Ashe coming up. Happy birthday to one of our favorites, Jeremy Affeldt, 36 today. And here he is in Philadelphia celebrating with his friends.
Look back to that bullpen and you see Affeldt, you can't help but think about 2010 NLCS.
Yeah, Sanchez gets run out of the game and both teams rush to the field, act like they're going to fight each other, and Mark Garner tells Affeldt to stay put.
Stay here. Get ready. You're in the game.
Pulled foul.
And he slammed the door shut on the Phillies.
He did.
His postseason numbers are just unbelievable.
They're Hall of Fame postseason numbers.
Literally.
On the ground. Fair. So Ruff is going to have a single. So Aoki played the carom perfectly. about
I like
that?
the call, too. That was a good call. And yes, he did. He played that carom like he plays left field here at Citizens Bank Park every day. All you got to do is get away from the ball, babe. Pick it up. One-hop seed. And panic. I don't think that initially Marty Foster, the second base umpire, said he tagged him.
Here's Francoeur, who pops up the first pitch to Belt.
It's the ball's momentum going to the bag. A nice one-hopper to an easy handle of it. And as Ruff slides past the bag, I mean, it's just an easy tag.
You know, Mike, they may have called him safe there if they'd have gone to a replay, but not now.
Well, does he get the double there?
It should.
Yeah, I think so. They ruled it a single.
But we also thought that Francoeur should have had an error in the first inning, and that didn't happen. Like at the middle of a Federal donut.
Ooh, we had one of those last night. They sell them here at the ballpark. Warm. They make them here.
Popped up. Pagan. Pagan chasing off Crawford. You see the wind knock that down, and that'll end the inning. Pagan to lead it off. Mike was just talking about this game. Game 6 in 2010, the Giants bullpen. They went 7 innings, combined no runs. Affel went 2. Bumgarner went 2. Lopez got the win. He went 1. Lincecum pitched to third. And Wilson went an inning and 2/3. And he got the save. That was a big line drive double play, I got to tell you right there. And that was off the bat of Carlos Ruiz. Here's Pagan. Think Wilson didn't give up his arm in that postseason?
He did. I mean, we watched Rob Nin do it before him. We watched Rod Beck do it before him.
Pagan singled in a run on the first. Here he takes a strike.
It's kind of how Giants closers roll. I guess you don't get that job if your heart is not game.
Well, 3 different closers for 3 world championships.
3 different second basemen, 3 different left fielders, 1 manager,
1 and 2,
1 catcher.
Got him.
Yeah,
He's painting right now.
Definitely a different Gonzalez than we saw in the first inning. And in 2010, in Game 6, there was the Giants bullpen. Affel, Bumgarner made an appearance out of the pen through 2 innings. Lincecum through a third of an inning, and then Brian Wilson got the save.
That win almost as unusual as the Game 7 World Series win last year. Except then it was just 2 guys.
Mike Winters thought about that one.
Curveball wrapped into left field, a base hit. He threw a hanger. And that one was not going to get by Buster Posey. He hit the home run last night to center field.
Yeah, tie ball game. Gets a little sinker middle in, about thigh high. And it takes on the deep part of the yard, and that was it. Giants would only need that run, and the 1-run lead, the bullpen would make it stand.
Here's Belt, who had a sacrifice fly in the first inning. Crawford on deck. Swing and a foul, 0-2. Posey with his lead. Outside, 1-2. Made you think.
Well, with Mike Winters' zone, I mean, you have to think about it. You're going to get width on both sides of the plate, especially down around the knees. We'll tighten up normally as the game wears on. It's not going to. Strike zone used to see a lot from other generational umpires. Frank Poley, who was a great umpire.
Oh, I love Frank.
But the first 4 or 5 innings, I mean, the strike zone was big, and then the game would move on. It was just a quick paced game, and then all of a sudden, about the 5th or 6th inning, it would tighten up.
Belt has taken 3 close pitches. It's now 3-2. Let's see if Bruce Bochy is going to send Buster Posey. If I were a betting man, I wouldn't bet.
Well, I would say we go. I mean, you're betting on contact. Belt's been swinging the bat great the last month.
Got him.
You get no contact, runner doesn't go. That's why he's the manager, and I'm up in the booth.
No, you didn't bet, though.
I would have.
No.
Given Gonzalez's ability to put the ball on the ground, I'm thinking stay out of the double play. You're going to see Buster Posey go, but maybe that has something to do with it.
Well, you also bet that on a 3-2 pitch, the hitter is going to at least foul the pitch off. So here's Crawford.
Good changeup.
Crawford was hit on the thigh in the first inning. To left field, that's going to be a base hit. So Duffy's going to get another shot with a runner in scoring position.
Well, MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 13 years, and you can watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in True HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking widget, and more every night on every device. Go to MLB.TV for details.
Duffy, with runners at first and third with 2 outs, popped out to Darren Ruff at first base. Here he takes a little low.
Well, Duffy's going to have a plan for one pitch, one type of movement, and he's going to set up for it.
if he were to hit a ball to right field, Roberto Kelly's got a decision to make, because Francoeur, although we just saw him throw wildly, still has got a terrific arm.
Well, and Posey has average speed at best.
Sharply on the ground into left field, a base hit. Is Franco slowed it down just enough for Posey to score easily, and it's 3-0 and a base hit for Duffy.
2-out RBI. Those are backbreakers to the guy that threw the pitch. Set up inside, and he gets down and just drops the head on it, covers it right past Franco. It's the tip of his glove, and that's one I think Franco thinks he might have had a chance to get it had he gotten a better bounce. That ball came up on him. Not much you could do hit at that speed as an infielder.
I mean, if you can't get in front of it, then there's not much you can do. So here's Blanco, who struck out in the second. Takes a high breaking ball, 1-0.
I like that last graphic. Duffy hit 417 in that situation. That's money hit, is what that is.
Money hit. And a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Crawford at third, Duffy at first. Almost to the back foot of Blanco. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. One pitch. Here it is to Blanco, and he dribbles it foul with maybe a changeup.
Yeah, indeed, it's a good one. I think it's been a good pitch for him.
Bumgarner on deck watching. The 2-2, and it's high, 3-2. This will be pitch number 76, so that's 25 an inning.
It's too many. You should have 75 at the end of the 5th inning, not the end of the 3rd inning.
Duffy's going to go, and Blanco fouls it out of play.
But you're basically asking a guy like Gonzalez to learn how to pitch at the big league level. And this is what this year has become for the Phillies for a lot of their young players. And they've got a lot of youth. Figure it out. Get better. Get some experience. Learn what the speed's like up here. Learn what is important as a pitcher in regards to movement, location, mixture of speeds, and the same thing for a hitter. Anticipate situations. Know how a guy's going to pitch you according to the game. Learn how to eliminate pitches that a guy has when he's not getting them over. Set up a one-pitch plan. Ooh, that was almost a balk.
And it is a balk. So here comes Crawford.
And again, that's just youth. Cannot start and stop. And he starts his upper body. Watch the lead. Stop. That's a balk. Mike Winters all over that one.
And the 3-2 to Blanco, and Blanco rolls it foul. No sooner had you said learning how to pitch in the big leagues at this level, and that's what happened.
Yeah, and those are mistakes that he's not going to make 2 or 3 years from now. If he's smart next year.
Bumgarner's going to hit. After the balk, first base was open, so Gonzalez didn't have to do much of anything if he didn't want to.
Activity now in the Phillies bullpen. It's Dustin McGowan.
But you got to deal with this guy who's a pretty good hitter. As Bob McClure comes up, Bob looks like an old pitcher that's dealing with a bad hip. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good scout report. Look at all the contemporaries, guys that played when we played. It's not pretty. New hips, new knees, new shoulders. Remember when Ken Forsch had his shoulder replaced? I didn't even know you could do that.
I didn't either. I have a feeling Mr. Bumgarner, if this is a fastball, he's going to ambush the very first pitch.
He's going to try. 6'5", 235-pounder. Broad-chested and strong. Country strong.
One ball and no strikes. Bumgarner's like all other hitters. He knows when there's a small park. Not just from the pitching standpoint, but from the hitting standpoint. Gonzalez will chase Duffy back. 3 singles, a walk, and a balk. Two and 0. We talked about, Mike, the standard bats these days. Bumgarner's probably the one guy that uses a heavier bat.
Well, he could swing 35 to 37 ounces and make it look like 31 ounces.
Curveball for a strike. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Giants 4, Phillies nothing. We're in the 3rd inning. Game that was delayed by some passing rain for 29 minutes. Bumgarner bounces it foul right over Roberto Kelly, and it's now 2-2. There's Roberto. Probably standing a little closer to Bumgarner than he'd like to.
Yeah, it can't be that comfortable. It's close.
2-2 pitch. On the ground into the hole. Sliding is Galvis. He can only knock it down. The bases are loaded. It'll be a hit for Bumgarner. And now Gonzalez will have to face Aoki.
Well, Bob McClure's talking it over with Ryan Sandberg about what to do here. They saw Gonzalez the last inning really get into a nice rhythm with the fastball out of the windup, but I'm thinking maybe that arm may have stiffened up a bit because he's a different guy right now, and his concentration is gone and his afternoon is over.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. We'll be back. Alex Pavlovich provides wire-to-wire reporting of the Giants this season with breaking news, video, special features, and more only on CSNBayArea.com.
Good pitcher now for the Phillies will be Dustin McGowan. He's a swingman. He's been in 10 games. He's made a start. 1-1 with a 5.79 ERA. You see the one blemish on the report card has been the base on balls. 4-pitch guy. Fastball, curveball, slider, changeup.
And here he's facing Nori Aoki with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Aoki's been on base twice. He was hit by a pitch and then he singled in the second. First pitch is high, 1-0. Duffy, Blanco, and Bumgarner are your base runners from third to first. Foul back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pretty good velocity at 95 from McGowan.
Oh, he's got good stuff. That's never been the problem. It's just a matter of being able to put it in the strike zone and rely on it.
One ball and 1 strike. Hit up the middle and a base hit. Duffy scores. Here comes Blanco. And Aoki knocks in a pair. It's 6-0.
Little breaking ball from McGowan. He leaves it up, and Aoki, as you've already seen in this game earlier, he's got a real nice approach back up the middle. Not greedy, but burns him with a single.
So here's Panic.
A little angry behind that fastball at 95. Paints the outside corner.
Bumgarner now at second. Swing and a miss. We mentioned Jeremy Affel's birthday.
Yes.
I'd like to wish my dad Henry his 90th today.
Well, I think that's fantastic. Henry, happy birthday.
Henry probably sitting on the couch in Sturtevant, Wisconsin, enjoying this 6-0 lead. 90. Hit into center field. Revere back. And he'll put it away to end the inning. 9 men hit here in the third. Giants lead 6-0. Happy birthday, Dad.
comes from Joe Panik on the home run race between he and Matt Duffy. He said, it's like the tortoise and the hare, except both of us are the tortoises. Bah.
So I say they both end up this year with 10 or 11.
I think you're right. I think you're going to get a dozen apiece.
This is the home run yesterday to the opposite field.
Now, this is what we're talking about. The guy sets up for one pitch and goes with it.
Here's Freddie Galvis. Galvis is batting for the first time. Aoki has hit 3 times. Galvis's left leg or his left foot is almost out of the batter's box. Watch when he gets in. It's very exaggerated.
It's about as wide open as you can get.
His toe is on the line, or where the line would be, which means he has to be moving his whole body into the pitch.
Well, he'll set up wide, and then he has a toe tap, which is pretty square to the pitcher, and then he'll make another movement towards home plate. There's a guy, the only way he can stop from pulling off the ball is go to an extreme. Watch the toe tap as he comes together, boom, and then he goes in.
Got him.
It's a rough at bat right there. First strikeout for Bumgarner.
Here's Ruiz. Hey, John Miller's on assignment. We think he's in New York City. Dave Fleming will be in here. I'll be back here in the 7th. So, young Dave, welcome him in. Although he's not that young anymore. He just
39 years old.
Yeah, he's an old guy.
He just started shaving about a summer ago.
You know, the sad part of it is this is hit into the gap. Pagan on the move, and Pagan's going to run it down for out number 2. Is Dave's dad is my age. So Dave could be my kid.
Yeah, he could. You're old, though.
What are you talking about? He could be your kid, too. Don't act like, oh, wow.
Hey, you brought it up.
Yeah, but you kind of ignored the fact that you're sitting here next to me.
I was just agreeing with you. You could be his dad.
Here's McGowan. And a strike on the inside corner.
You could be your brother's dad. That's what's impressive about it. Henry Kuiper, who's turning 90 today.
In tight to McGowan. 90, you earn the right to sit on the couch all day, right?
Yes, you do. And you get to use the channel changer.
There's a foul out of play. You get the clicker?
The remote control is yours all day if you're 90 and it's your birthday.
Well, the only thing you'll click onto to see if Glenn's working. And he happens to be working right now in Boston.
Brother Glenn, who broadcasts for the A's.
Foul just below us. Well, for that 29-minute delay, it sure has cleared up to be a nice afternoon.
Oh, it's ideal conditions.
As we look right into the city of Philadelphia. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Dave Fleming will be in. I'll see you back here in the 7th here in Philadelphia. The Giants lead 6-0.
back to Philadelphia. Giants on top of the Phillies by a score of 6-0. A beautiful day for baseball. And here to tell you all about it, Dave Fleming. Welcome.
Thank you, Mike. Good to be here with you. If you care about such things, just one indication of how lopsided this game has been so far. 9 outs recorded on each side, right? We're through 3 innings.
Yeah.
The Phillies have used 89 pitches to get those 9 outs. Bumgarner has used 24.
Well, Mike Schmidt stuck his head in between innings. He says Bumgarner's seen more pitches at the plate than he's throwing.
It's about true.
It's not that far off.
It's almost true. Pagan, then Posey, and then Belt. 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Giants here in the 4th. Dustin McGowan, second pitcher of the game. Pagan. That was a pitch to hit, a fastball at 94, but he fouled it back. And part of the reason for that efficiency for Bumgarner is the 24 pitches, 22 strikes. I mean, that's I can't remember 3 innings with 2 balls total. Here's a comebacker for out number 1.
Well, the strike total can be a bit deceiving at times because, you know, a guy can throw a 2-hopper up there and a guy swings at it. That's a strike.
Yeah.
But in the case of Bumgarner today, I mean, he's been in the strike zone. I mean, he's got a nice strike zone to work with. You know, Mike Winters is a guy who is a pitcher-friendly zone. He gives corners on both sides of the plate.
Here's Buster, 1 for 2. Breaks his bat, and it's going to be caught. 2 down. Thought for a moment he might sneak that one over the shortstop. Well, one thing about these Phillies, with Ryan Howard not in the lineup, and Ryan Howard these days is a flawed player, but he's still a powerful hitter, and we saw him hit another home run last night, his 11th of the year. It's not a Phillies team with a lot of power, with a lot of pop, and I think Bumgarner's pitching accordingly. He's just going right after this lineup.
Well, 2 things have happened today that have allowed him to do that. Number one, he's a confident pitcher anyway, but the Giants got him 2 runs in the first inning.
Yeah.
And that's when every pitcher is still looking for his stuff, his release point, what's working that day. He found it early. He had a real quick find with his release point. They gave him some runs to work with, and he's really made it work. He's a good front runner.
Those numbers may be part of the reason why Ryan Howard not in the lineup. Chase Utley not in the starting lineup today. 2-0 to Belt, who hit a sacrifice fly his first time up, and I thought that was a big at bat for Belt.
It was.
For the Giants. Inside ball 3.
You could score 3 runs in a ball game, have a bases loaded, no out situation, not score another run, and feel like it was a bad inning. And the RBI you're talking about in the first inning, the Giants already had 1 on the board. Buster Posey had just got through striking out, and it was Belt that got the sac fly that gave him the second run, and that adds to the momentum of the inning. Had they not been able to score with the opportunity presenting itself to the middle of the lineup, that would have felt like it was an inning that was lost, and the momentum would not have completely come into your dugout.
Good hitters count. Belt, who's been talking to himself at the plate today, even with that sac fly, just a little off with his timing. You can see him sort of shaking his head there. Full count, 3-2.
This is the one guy I worry about after an off day. If a guy's been hot, usually an off day won't upset him too terribly. But with Belt, that's not always the case.
Ball 4, he takes a walk.
He gets his hottest when they string together 19 games in a row, no off days.
Yeah.
If he goes a situation where it's 10 days and they get 2 or 3 off days, I think he struggles with that. And some hitters are that way.
Well, good job by him to not chase there. Takes a 2-out walk and brings up Crawford. Brendan Crawford, who's been on base twice, been hit by a pitch, singled and scored a run.
Guys like Crawford or Posey, they get a day off, they almost come back better.
McGowan fields it. And Crawford's gone on one pitch. So a walk but no runs. Middle of inning number 4. Bumgarner back to the mound with a 6-0 lead. The 4th in Philadelphia, we had a 29-minute rain delay. The one bit of rain that was in the entire region came right over the ballpark. It was a tiny little shower. The starting pitchers just waited to finish their warm-ups. Tarp was on the field. We waited a half hour, got going, and the Giants are glad that the game did get started. They lead 6-0. Ben Revere, top of the order for the Phillies, second time through. Revere hit the ball hard his first time up. Caught by Pagan. This one hit hard and past the reach of panic. Revere, who even on a ball like that thinks about a double, will settle for a leadoff single.
All right, time for our Togo's big play the Togo's way. Last night, Matt Duffy made a catch in foul territory for a big second out in a one-run ball game. This is the 9th inning. And Santiago Casilla, the benefactor for this gym defensively. And that is our Togo's big play the Togo's way.
Bruce Bochy had a lot of nice things to say about Duffy after that game last night. Hernandez fouls one out of play. And it wasn't just the glove, although that was part of it, that play. And Bochy made the point saying, look, we know Philadelphia is a good home run park, especially to the corners, but you're 170 pounds and you go the opposite way and hit one over the fence. That's impressive.
And it was like 5 rows back.
It was.
It was no cheapie by opposite field standards. It wasn't a first row Johnson like we saw with Juan Uribe in 2010.
It counted.
So that's when they gained 3-2 because of that home run.
This one comes inside, and I think that, well,
I thought it hit him.
I thought it did too. Posey, I guess, thought it did, and it did. How could Hernandez? I guess Hernandez wanted to make sure it was official.
Well, if I get hit in the foot, I mean, I'm doing the Aztec two-step, running down the first baseline, yelling and screaming, and I mean, he doesn't have a lot of reaction to getting hit by the foot. I think that may have had something to do with Mike Winters not calling it initially.
Well, for the Phillies, their first real opportunity here. 2 on, nobody out. Their third place hitter, Maikel Franco, coming up. You saw the power hit a home run last night against the Giants. 0 for 1 in this one. He takes a fastball for a strike. The early scouting report on him is you can get him to chase.
Yeah, you don't have to throw him a strike. Up, down, he hacks.
He takes a whack at that one and a little bloop into center field. That will load the bases. So he got jammed, but strong enough to fight one off into center. Bases loaded, nobody out. With Darren Ruff coming up. For the Phillies, a chance to get back in the game. And for Bumgarner, I think the #1 imperative here is just limit the damage. See if he can keep this from becoming a big inning. Ruff had the first Phillies hit his first time up. He tried to stretch it into a double, and Aoki played the carom off the sidewall and threw him out.
And your comment about limiting the damage is a good one, because that's exactly how you should pitch this.
Fastball, strike one swinging.
Now, if this is a one-run ball game or a tie ball game, you know, you're going to pitch for the ground ball early in the count. If you get to a 1-2 or an 0-2 count, then you pitch for the strikeout. The one thing you want to avoid here is walking people. You don't want to get into the strikeout mode and throw your best pitch first and fall behind the count. That's something you can't do.
Ruff, foul ball, strike two.
And Bumgarner's handling the situation the way you're supposed to. Attack. And he gets on top of Ruff with a quick 0-2 with 2 fastballs.
Well, he was ahead of Ruff 0-2 in that first at bat that this cleanup hitter had in the second. And Ruff got a pitch to hit. Bases loaded, nobody out.
Climb that ladder.
Ruff wouldn't swing. He does have power, Darren Ruff. 3 home runs this year. Infield has crept in a little bit for the Giants. Ruff, another foul ball. There they went up again with the fastball.
That one.
He goes down, and Ruff somehow got a piece of that curveball.
Well, he's definitely in the swing mode. Try and bounce this on home plate. Let him help you out. Right down there where it's supposed to be. And once you go back down, now you cleanse the palate of the eye. Then you go right back up across the letters with a hard fastball. Back foot slider. A lot of options here. But with a 1-2 count, I mean, he's going to take a shot here to try and strike him out.
See if he can do it. 1-2 pitch. Goes up with the fastball. 2-2.
Now this just becomes an interesting pitch, because he's still in the strikeout mode, and he has not gone to the back foot with the slider, which has always been a very good breaking ball against right-handed hitters. Be interesting to see what Posey calls. You'll know by what he's pitching for, either the ground ball or the strikeout, by what he puts down.
2-2. In the dirt. Ruff started but held up. Did he go? Yes, he did.
Wow.
On appeal, says Mark Wegner, that's strike 3. I thought he checked his swing. That is huge.
Let's take a look. Did he go?
Yeah, he did.
He broke it.
He did.
And that's what Wegner saw. So he opts to go down below the strike zone in a 2-2 count. That was his last opportunity to go down out of the strike zone. Didn't want to really get to a 3-2 count, but he gets the strikeout he was pitching for.
Now you got a very aggressive free swinger, Jeff Francoeur at the plate. The middle infield will set up a double play depth. Francoeur 0 for 1. He threw a backdoor cutter but missed. Ball 1. a former Giant.
Really one of baseball's good guys. And no doubt he'll stay in the game when he's done playing. He's made enough friends.
1-0 pitch. Francoeur to left field and well hit. Aoki looks up. It's gone. Maybe not a friend to Bumgarner. That's a grand slam. Giants lead is down to 2. They have felt in total control of this game until right now.
Set up in the inside corner. This thing is just about belt high, middle in. And that is a power hitter's dream. And Francoeur does not miss.
Strike one to Cody Ashe. Well, we talked about limiting the damage. Bumgarner couldn't do it. One swing of the bat. Second career grand slam for Jeff Francoeur. He last hit a grand slam in 2006. Curve, strike 3 called. A knee buckler.
Let's take a look at how far up the bleachers it went. Got a batter out. He starts back and then realizes he's got no room. About 5 or 6 rows back.
Well, I do not believe that would have been a home run in San Francisco. But to that pull side, you at least have a chance at AT&T Park for a right-handed hitter. Just sort of shocking the way this game had gone the first 3 innings. The Giants were in total control with the early offense. Bumgarner pounding the strike zone. Good curve for strike 2.
Well, it definitely has kicked Bumgarner into another gear here. That curveball's got some anger behind it.
0-2 pitch to Galvis. Ground ball to shortstop. Crawford throws him out. The inning is over. However, the former Giant Jeff Francoeur with a grand slam. And we got a new game. 6-4 Giants.
Giants. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Well, back here in Philadelphia, and the feel of the game certainly has changed after a Jeff Francoeur grand slam against Bumgarner. Giants had a 6-0 lead with their ace on the mound. Now it's 6-4. Dustin McGowan, who has pitched an inning and a third in relief in this game. Ball one to Matt Duffy, who has a hit and has knocked in a run, has scored a run. Fastball to right field and carrying well. All the way to the wall, and it's off the top of the wall and apparently stays in play. Duffy into second. He'll hold on there with a double. Man, that hit right on top of the wall.
He almost did it again. I mean, it had the same look that his home run he hit last night had. Pitch him away, and he says, all right, I'll go there, and just backspins it.
And let's make sure here, because these boundary calls, you don't have to use your challenge. You can ask. Gosh.
Good look here. Yeah, that was called correctly.
So that is a double.
Tough break. Isn't it great to be standing at second base with a double in the big leagues and being ticked off?
Darn it. Well, Matt Duffy continues to swing the bat for the Giants. His second hit of the day. We'll see if the Giants can answer that Phillies rally. We got Gregor Blanco up and the pitcher Bumgarner next. Ball one.
One more look as Francoeur finds the wall. Just about another couple feet.
Yep.
Had to go over that metal railing. That's the home run line here.
I think this is the hardest ballpark in the big leagues for those boundary calls, or at least in the National League. You don't have a good clear yellow line. You got those railings.
The yellow line, it should be a league rule.
Yeah, just have it. Period.
No yellow line there. And I guess you get used to it.
Yeah.
But I agree, it's tough, especially for a broadcaster. Strikeout situation here for McGowan. That's what he's pitching for.
Blanco has struck out once in this game. That was against the starter Gonzalez. A half swing and a miss.
96-mile-an-hour fastball up above the letters, and you can't lay off. It's one of those swings you get halfway into it and you realize, oh, what am I doing? But from McGowan's perspective, you make a big league hitter break down mid-swing, you've made a great pitch.
One and two. Blanco to left. Ashe broke back. Now comes in to make the catch.
Yeah, frustrating at bat. Well, a reminder, the Giants are coming home next homestand and take on the Arizona Diamondbacks June 12th through the 14th. Saturday the 13th is a special 4:15 start, and it's the postseason Heroes bobblehead giveaway. First 40,000 will receive either a Nishikawa, Panic, or an AFL bobblehead courtesy of Chevron Extra Mile. And on Sunday, June 14th, the 105 game, first 20,000 fans will receive a World Champions reusable grocery tote courtesy of MLB Network. Go to sfgiants.com/tickets. Check it out.
Here's Bumgarner at the plate. Foul ball, strike one. Bumgarner has a hit in 2 at-bats today. So Giants fans in Philadelphia, there are lots of them here. This is the time of year also where we will start to see more and more Giants fans when we travel. School's out, and those Giant families start to take their summer vacations, and there are lots of them who plan their vacations around the Giant schedule. Curveball or a slider and a good one.
Good breaking ball. Well, the Giants vacation group has been very festive. We rode into Philadelphia on the same plane with them, and they were amped, and that's an understatement. It's great. In a large ballpark like this, you definitely know where they're sitting because they are quite boisterous.
0-2. Bumgarner strikes out swinging. So 2 down, runner at second. By the way, Warriors NBA Finals Central before every game, post game, and on Sportsnet Central all the way through the playoffs, which now is just a few games left no matter what happens. The entire gang with coverage that you expect from the home of the authentic Warriors fan. Game 2 coverage begins tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Getting ready for Game 2 of the Finals. Warriors and the Cavs. Here's Aoki after the leadoff double from Duffy. He's still at second. Foul ball for strike 1.
Now an opportunity for Aoki to pick up Bumgarner and Blanco here. You hate to get a leadoff double and not do anything about it, especially when the Phillies put a 4 spot in the bottom of the 4th, and they're thinking they're right back in this. From McGowan's perspective, he's trying to throw a shutdown inning up there on the board. So this is a big at bat as far as momentum in this game.
Aoki's 2 for 2 plus has been hit by a pitch. That's ball 1. He had a big 2-out hit that knocked in a couple of runs against McGowan. First hitter that McGowan faced coming in for the bullpen. And he did it on a breaking ball. You wonder if that will motivate McGowan just to stick with the fastball now. Aoki asked for time, got a little impatient.
Do not have much of an arm at all in center with Revere, but you've got really good arms on both sides of the field in the outfield. Ashe in left, Francoeur in right.
Duffy does have good speed. That fastball down and in. Ball 2. Outfield is so shaded. We see teams do this against Aoki, but extremely toward the opposite side and fairly shallow in center and left. Two and 1. Ball 3.
Easy take.
You mentioned the outfield arms. I haven't asked Roberto Kelly about it, but Tim Flannery used to always say that he thought this was the hardest ballpark to coach at third, because he felt like the left fielder and the right fielder, the corner outfielders, were standing on top of the infield.
It feels that way.
It just feels like they're so close. Aoki takes ball 4. Mike Winters sort of flinched there, but it is ball 4.
He was thinking about it.
So 2 on 2 out for Panic, and I think the Giants are happy to have this guy up in any situation these days, but runners in scoring position. Panic has been swinging the bat so well.
Yeah, you're right. It's just the thing that sticks out when you evaluate how he takes his at-bats is you have to start with balance. He's got tremendous balance, really lets the ball get deep to him, uses the whole field. I mean, those are great characteristics to have a good year with if you're a hitter.
He is 1 for 3 in this game. Takes the curve in the dirt.
And he doesn't help you out that often.
He doesn't.
For the most part, he stays in that strike zone. Right? That makes it much more difficult than a big league pitcher.
9 for his last 16 in a spot like this. His last time up facing this pitcher, McGowan, he crushed one to center field, and Revere sprinted back and caught it on the warning track, nearly a home run. 1-0 at the knees, fastball. Two in the first, 4 in the third for the Giants, and 4 in the fourth for Philadelphia on a grand slam. Panic. Foul ball, strike 2. Ruiz wants to talk.
Just a little reminder that there are 2 outs, so he does have third base open if he wants to pitch around him. I mean, the Phillies know that Panic's been swinging the bat well. He has been hot. He's been hotter than Pagan, who's the on-deck hitter. And the old saying is, in these situations, you don't want to let the hot hand beat you. And certainly Panic has been that hot hand.
One, two. Panic just kind of lunging for that one. And Galvis throws him out. So the Giants threaten but do not score. Middle of 5 in Philadelphia. 6-4 is the Giants' lead.
In 2006, that's when Jason Schmidt tied a franchise record with 16 strikeouts in a ball game. At the top of the ninth, Schmidt allowed the first 2 batters to reach base, and then he struck out the next 3. Giants won that ball game 2-1, and Schmidt tied Christy Mathewson's record of 16 strikeouts in a game, which was set back in 1904. And Bochy is the man.
Yeah, he is. A couple of young Bruce Bochy fans. Well, Bumgarner here for the bottom of the 5th. Carlos Ruiz, the 8th place hitter, takes strike 1. So kind of a shocking 4th inning where Bumgarner had a 6-0 lead, gave up a grand slam. That one is hit to Belt, playing way off the line. He takes it himself for out number 1. Giants' defensive positioning in the outfield and in the infield has been flawless today.
You know, they had a really rough month of April. It seemed like every time they set a defense, teams would hit away from it. But when they got hot in May, the defensive alignment all of a sudden started working. And it's really been pretty much working steadily ever since.
Here's McGowan, stays in the game and takes strike 1. If you as an organization, just about everybody's doing it, but if you decide, okay, we're going to use our charts, we're going to use our scouting, we're going to have a game plan defensively, we're going to use the shifting and try to take outs that way. McGowan, strike 2 swinging. You can't let a couple balls that get through sort of against your shifting defense. You can't let a few moments like that deter you. You have to kind of commit to it. Because the idea, good backdoor cutter from Bumgarner for strike 3. His 5th strikeout. I mean, the idea is not that it's going to work perfectly every single time. There are going to be moments where your defensive alignment isn't going to be perfect.
You're right. But I think in the long run, I mean, it works.
It does.
You know, there's a lot of intangibles that go into it. I mean, you can't assume that every pitch you're going to see is from the same arm angle, the same velocity, same type of movement. I mean, all those things enter into the way a guy's going to hit a particular pitch.
Ben Revere, foul ball.
But the amount of data that is amassed now is staggering. And They chart every pitch that's thrown, how it was thrown, how it was hit, where it was hit. Every ball that you put into play is charted. But after a while, it just jumps off the page at you as to where you should position your guys. And that's what you do.
It's probably not a total coincidence that the Bumgarner games are the ones where you feel like the defensive alignment works the best, where those balls are hit right where your defense is, because I do think there's a lot of predictability with where he's going to pitch. You sort of rely on him to hit his spot. Revere stays alive. In other words, part of the calculus is, okay, what pitch are we going to throw? What type of hitter? Where do we expect the ball to go from the pitcher? And he's just so consistent, Bumgarner is. I think that helps you a little bit.
Oh, that is paramount. I mean, you have to assume that that guy out there is going to put that ball on the side of the plate that you're going to try and defend for. And the point you make about Bumgarner, I mean, he's fantastic about hitting that target.
He strikes out Revere on the curveball, which is a very good pitch for him today. So a nice 1-2-3 inning. On to the 6-4 Giants.
Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
6-4, Giants have the lead into the 6th inning here in sunny Philadelphia. It rained at the start of the game. We had a 29-minute rain delay. Giants then came out swinging the bats, took a 6-0 lead. Their lead is 2 runs at this point with Pagan, Posey, and Belt. 3-4-5 coming up against Dustin McGowan, second pitcher of the day for Philadelphia. Dave Fleming, Mike Krukow with you from Citizens Bank Park. One of my favorites.
It's beautiful.
Ball 1-2 Pagan.
I think as far as views behind home plate looking out to center field, this is the best.
Yeah.
On the road. We're partial our place back home.
It's hard to replicate San Francisco Bay. It's kind of an unfair advantage.
But this is a great baseball city. It's a single team town. They really support this club. Everywhere you go, if you play in the city, you're recognized. And it's just a fun audience to play for. They're really knowledgeable about the game, very passionate. And I think there's an enormous responsibility when you take on the project of building a new ballpark. I mean, it has to complement the audience. And this was a pretty unbelievable audience, and I think they pulled it off. I think they went beyond the expectation here.
That's ball 3 to Pagan. I tell Giants fans always ask us, hey, where do you like to go on the road? What are the best road trips? And I always say, go to Philadelphia. I mean, it's a great city. There's all kinds of stuff to do. Great restaurants, all the history. And then I just think the ballpark is one of the very best. And the Giants seem to play well here. Pagan to center field. Again, Revere's got plenty of room. One away. Dustin McGowan has come in this game and he's calmed things down.
Well, he really has. I mean, the only blemish he had is the first guy he faced. Nori Aoki got a base hit, and knocked in a couple runs that were credited to Gonzalez, the starter. After that, it's been pretty much slam dunk.
Strike one to Buster. That was either a real tight slider, maybe a cutter. Pretty good pitch.
I think it was a slider. Good one.
91 miles an hour.
That's power. That's a power slide. It's right up there with Rob Nin country.
Buster, foul ball, 1-2.
To me, like Buster's in the pull mode right now. He's not using right field enough. I've seen him take a lot of swings in this series where he hasn't had his legs on him.
Yeah.
He's been reaching. They really extended back into the last homestand. Usually you talk about this guy. I mean, he's one of the really solid foundation hitters in the game, especially when he gets hot.
He took that one. I mean, that's a pitch. He's been swinging a lot of those down and away and missing in this last week. The good news for the Giants is, and he hasn't really had a real hot stretch yet this year. And still, the overall numbers are good. The Giants' offense has been good. They're winning games. And that that hot stretch is coming. He strikes out swinging here on a high fastball.
Well, it's nice to be able to hit 290 with 9 homers and 30 RBIs and not be hot, but I totally agree with you. McGowan going right up across the letters with his best bolt. That's country hardballing right there. Second time today that Rosie has struck out swinging.
So that's pretty unusual in and of itself.
It is.
Well, here's Belt. 2 outs, bases empty. Little out in front for strike one.
Well, McCallan's showing a lot better stuff coming out of the bullpen than what the Giants saw with Gonzalez as starter.
A lot better. Belt has a sac fly and a walk and a strikeout. That's that slider again. Ball one.
I mean, that's a hard breaking ball.
It is. Goes back with the 96. Gets Belt to swing and miss. Well, this guy's been impressive.
Got a few shadows coming across home plate. Not helping anything in the eye of the hitter right now.
Here's the 1-2. Belt right through that high fastball. Impressive inning for Dustin McGowan. Giants go down in order. Middle of the 6th. 6-4 Giants.
Hour at AT&T, presented by Lagunitas Brewing Company. So join us at the pregame happy hour featuring live music and entertainment from Tainted Love. The special event ticket includes access to the party, a complimentary Lagunitas beer or soft drink, and a ticket to the Giants D-back game. Go to sfgiants.com/special events. Check it out.
That will be fun. Hernandez against Bumgarner. 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up here for the Phillies. Last of the 6, 2-run Giants lead. Cesar Hernandez got hit by a pitch ahead of that Francoeur grand slam. All the offense in the 4th for Philadelphia. Here's a swing and a miss. Man, that curveball for Bumgarner has been a real weapon.
I think that's the one pitch that really lets you know what type of a groove that he's in. When he's got that thing snapping, you know he's in a good set of mechanics. And today it's been snapping.
I mean, he's made one mistake in the game. He made a bad pitch to Jeff Francoeur, but it came with the bases loaded. And that ball, he's hardly thrown any balls. And all strikes. He strikes out Hernandez with the curve.
Well, since that home run, he has struck out 4 out of the next 6 guys. So it was almost like a head slap, the swing of the bat off from Francoeur that made it a 6-4 game.
And look at that strike to ball ratio. It tells you a couple different things. Number one, the Phillies are up there swinging the bats, but just in attack mode. Here's Franco, who dunked one into shallow center field in that 4-run 4th.
Elvis Araujo, the left-hander, we've seen him. I mean, he's the only left-hander in the bullpen. We've seen him already in the series.
Threw 27 pitches in last night's game. Looks like we're going to see him again today. Franco popped it up. Not the easiest time on the right side of the infield with the wind blowing, the sun shining, but Panic makes the play, so Franco's retired, 2 down.
That's 19 of 21 first pitch strikes. I mean, that's what's impressive. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that they got up some early runs and whatnot, but still, strike one, it makes for a good day if you're a pitcher.
So here's Darren Ruff, 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. There is another first pitch strike with the cutter. Bruce Bochy talking to us about the Giants bullpen and who's available, who's not, who's fresh, who's not before the game today. And he may not need the bullpen. We'll see. Pitch count certainly wouldn't indicate that. Foul ball, strike 2. The one guy he told us he'd like to stay away from is Strickland, although he then followed that up and said, Hunter said to me, I really am fine and I would be totally fine coming into the game. But Bochy just sort of made the point, if I can avoid pitching him, I will. 0-2.
Well, you know you can extend the bullpen a little bit because you're going to get an off day on Monday.
Yeah.
And that all enters into the equation between the ears of Bruce Bochy as he figures out his bullpen.
Off day Thursday. Lincecum, even without great stuff, gave him 6 innings last night, which was big. Bumgarner's bounced a couple pitches. Two and 2 to Darren Ruff. Just missing with the cutter.
Pretty good eye right there. Bumgarner threw that pitch and had a little bit of a lean back to the dugout. He thought it was a strike. A little bit low.
Yeah. 3-2 pitch. Fastball, strike 3 called. Beautiful pitch. Bumgarner since the home run has retired 8 in a row. Kipe will come back to the television side with the Giants ahead by 2.
Dealers. Through 6 innings, the Giants with 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The Phillies 4 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. Bumgarner has been very solid today through 6 with just 67 pitches thrown, 8 strikeouts. The one mistake, a bases-loaded fastball hit over the wall by Jeff Francoeur for a grand slam, his second in his career. Severino Gonzalez, a starter with the Philly. He made an early exit, 6 runs allowed in 2 2/3. Aoki 2 for 2. And that's our Toyota game summary. Well, when it's time for a change, the Expedia Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Elvis Araujo, the new pitcher for these Phillies, 10th time that he's coming in. 1-1 with a 2.08 ERA. Through 27 pitches in last night's ball game, he is the only left-hander in that Phillies bullpen. So we head to the top of the 7th, 6-4 Giants. Here again is Dwayne Kuiper.
All right, Mike. And it'll be Crawford to lead things off.
2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. So in 1/3 innings, 2 hits.
So it'll be Crawford to lead things off.
3 strikeouts.
Crawford taps it foul. Well, I was having a mighty fine time over there until Francoeur came up.
Well, he definitely made it a ball game.
And all of a sudden, I had to take everything serious again, which ticked me off. 0-1 to Crawford. Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2. Giants saw this guy for an inning and 2/3 yesterday, and they were impressed. You know, the 2 guys that hit home grand slams off of Bumgarner, Pacheco and Francoeur. 0-2 to Crawford with Duffy on deck. Yeah, that's the problem when you face young lefties, is you never know where any pitch is going to go, let alone an 0-2 pitch.
Well, and it's not that easy to see right now with the shadows the way they are across home plate.
Crawford hangs in there extremely well against lefties.
Araujo, I mean, he's got a good fastball. It's mid-90s. 2-pitch guy, fastball slider, but quality stuff.
Crawford stays alive. He's hanging in there. It remains 1-2. They are underway in Colorado. Just like that, it's 3-0 Colorado. And another 1-2 pitch. Got him. And here's Duffy. Duffy missed a home run by what? A couple of feet?
Yeah, that's we figured it out. Another opposite field home run.
And with the wind the way it's blowing, it didn't help him. Probably hurt him. in the dirt dug out by Ruiz.
Take a look where that double landed and how close it was to going over the wall. It's got to go over the metal fence that is above the padded green portion of the fence.
And a strike. Duffy sharply, and it kicks off of Hernandez, and now he throws wildly, and Duffy's aboard. He had 2 chances to get Duffy out, and he missed them both.
Yeah, I think the fact that he panicked, that ball was really hit on the nose. After he knocked it down, he had a little more time than I think he realized.
And Duffy did hit that ball hard.
Solid swing of the bat to the right side of the field.
So here's Blanco.
E4 all the way, baby.
Duffy with 1 steal on the year. Blanco 0 for 2, drew a walk and scored in the 3rd. He battles lefties pretty good.
He does. I would be surprised to see him try and bunt here. As hard as it is to see, as hard as Araujo throws.
Slowly hit. And the only play will be at first. So Bumgarner is going to hit with Duffy in scoring position.
It's no attempt for a bunt base hit, but I'm not really sure how that one fell off the bat.
Oh, I can tell you how it felt. Horrible. Bumgarner is struck out twice, and he's got an infield hit. Up the middle, and a base hit. And here comes Duffy, and Bumgarner helps his own cause. How about that?
Well, what do you say we make that our forward right choice? Why not? That's a big run, 2-run ball game. You had a 6-0 lead. Now all of a sudden you lead by 2 here with 2 outs. First pitch fastball challenge, and Bumgarner goes right back up the middle.
He did, Mike. He got that foot down in time.
Such an important part of hitting, getting the front foot down. And he's not trying to do too much. He wasn't trying to hit it in the parking lot. Our forward right choice. An RBI single, Madison Bumgarner. 2nd RBI of the year.
So the error comes back to bite the Phillies. And here's Nori Aoki, who's been on base 4 times. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Little flare to left. How about that? He's been on base 5 times. That's his 3rd hit, and that one maybe was the sweetest of them all.
I mean, he's got this down. I'll never forget going into Palm Springs when we were with the Giants and we were playing the Angels, and Rod Carew was with the Angels, and he had a bat against me one day, and he did this very thing, and I thought, man, that guy's lucky. I mean, serious business. Next day I got to the ballpark early and running, and here's Rod Carew taking extra batting practice, throwing one after another, just like this. And he really reminds me a lot of Carew in that regard, for his ability to go the opposite way, especially against lefties.
That is a good call. On this past homestand, we had Billie Jean King on with Amy G.
Yep.
That's what she used to do.
That's right. She would use the Bettina Bungie backhand.
So here's Panic. Panic takes a strike.
Bob Brindley pulled that out one night. Bettina Bungie, who was a professional tennis player, he was describing, I forget even who it was, but he could describe the guy's swing as a Bettina Bungie backhand just right off the top of his head, and it killed all of us. So somewhere in this world, if Bettina Bungie, you're listening to this show, I hope you appreciate that. You are being remembered.
It might have come from that bathroom we had in the dugout where he would go in there and we'd hear some of the strangest things coming out of there.
Oh, man.
In tight, it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Age of laugh.
He had a whole different language coming out of that commode at Candlestick.
You couldn't even really call it blue. It was beyond blue.
2-1 to Panic. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Well, whatever it was entertaining, and he's still entertaining to this day in Arizona.
Yeah, he's broadcaster with the Arizona Diamondbacks television crew.
Little pop-up into shallow center field, and Ben Revere with that great speed is going to track it down. Giants pick up a run here in the 7th. 7-4 San Francisco. (7-4) ball game as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Well, Sunday, June 14th, the 2nd annual Gamer Day at the ballpark, presented by Half Moon Bay Brewing Company. My partner will be joined by special Giants guests for a pregame Q&A panel, and that is a blast, folks. It is a blast. The special ticket gamer package includes, obviously, a ticket to the game, access to the pregame baseball insiders Q&A, and a gamer driver cap. sfgiants.com/special events. So Bumgarner out to pitch the 7th.
See the line for Bumgarner: 67 pitches through 6 innings, 4 runs allowed. All those runs came by way of one swing of the bat. Jeff Francoeur, a grand slam in the 4th inning.
You know, a lot of strikeouts, Mike, but not a lot of pitches, which is usually not the norm.
Well, he's been strike one on every hitter today except for 2 that he has faced. I mean, he really has been aggressive and attacked the zone.
So standing in is Jeff Francoeur. So what does he throw him? A fastball right down the chute.
He's not going to let a guy take away a pitch from him just because he hit one out. And that's just a stubborn aggressiveness that Bumgarner has always had with that fastball.
Here, can you do it again?
Well, he's going to try and strike him out.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt in my mind what is in the mind of Bumgarner.
In the dirt. Plus, he found that curveball a couple innings ago.
It's been really good, and we were talking about that with Dave about how that, I think, is the one pitch that indicates his mechanics. Whether he has good mechanics or he doesn't have good mechanics. When that curveball is snapping, he is locked in, solid front side. Everything is in sync.
This was the grand slam. It was right down where Francoeur would like it.
Well, it got the Phillies right back in the ballgame.
It really did.
But since that swing of the bat, Bumgarner has stiffened up.
Down the left field line, foul. That's 94 that he spins on.
Well, it went in 94. I bet it went out about 118. That was roasted. This is getting to be a pretty good at bat right here.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a challenge going on.
These two have a little something extra going on.
It's 2-2.
So he backs him off the plate, moves his feet.
Don't get that comfortable. Bounced up the middle and a base hit. Francoeur with a single. So now Bumgarner out of the stretch. Actually struck out looking in the fourth. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Down low. Freddie Galvis is on deck. Outside, 2-1.
Bumgarner really hasn't spent a lot of time in the stretch today. He's had a lot of pitches out of the windup.
Two and two. Five hits for the Phillies. Got him
with the fastball at 94. Just reached back and blew him away. And I think the fact that he's had such a good curveball had a lot to do with that fastball being swung through. Reached back and just cut that fastball at high velocity right through Ashe.
Galvis is 0 for 2. He struck out and he's bounced out. And he fouls this one to the backstop.
We talk about the good curveball that Bumgarner has had out of the windup, which is an indicator to Dave Righetti, his pitching coach, that his mechanics are good. But that's one thing that a pitching coach will watch. He notices he's had a great curveball out of the windup. What type of curveball does he have out of the stretch? Is he going to get the same snap? Does he have the same type of command of his release out of the stretch as he does the windup?
1-2. And that'll end the inning. A great flip from Panic to Crawford. 8th inning coming up. 7-4 Giants.
Well, you watch Crawford's foot really not in contact with the bag when he's coming across to make that double play. And it's a really good example of it right here. And it is a non-reviewable play unless in the umpire's judgment the throw will pull the fielder off or the ball is bobbled on the transfer, and none of that occurred. So the neighborhood play really designed to protect middle infielders did a job right there. But did he touch the base? No.
Well, when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tunic, and smog experts. Protect them from those dirty base runners.
Justin DeFreitas, the new pitcher now for the Phillies. Take a look at his numbers. 26 times that he has come in. He has been a workhorse for Ryan Sandberg. 25 strikeouts and 25 2/3 tells you he has a good stuff, and his stuff is low to mid 90s with a fastball, hard slider, and a changeup. And as advertised, 94 miles per hour right off the get-go.
So here's Pagan. Pagan 1 for 4. Buster Posey on deck. On the ground to short. Right there is Galvis. Just in time, 1 out. Tell you what, you get a hit your first time up and you're thinking maybe 3. 4 would be a great day, but if I get stuck on 1, I'm going to be hacked off. And Pagan is now 1 for 5 after getting that hit in the first inning. Buster Posey 1 for 4. And he takes outside for a ball. Does anybody throw soft out of this bullpen?
No, they do not. They have no dookie ballers out there in the bullpen. It's all flames. They're all young, and they all have good arms. The one exception is Jonathan Papelbon.
Posey, center field. Hit deep. Revere back on the track, and he makes the catch. And I think the wind knocked that one down.
No question.
And that'll bring up Brandon Belt.
Center field, really a different center field tonight than what they saw last time. He gets this one, and it's got backspin. It's ready to go. Last night he hit home run number 9 out to center field. This one just cannot turn back the wind. Too much Mother Nature on that particular swing.
Here's Belt. Belt is 0 for 2, couple of strikeouts, had a sacrifice fly, he drew a walk. We are in the 8th. A 29-minute rain delay to the start of this game. This game started at 3:34. So it's 3-0 to Belt. And a strike. Crawford would hit if Belt reaches here in the 8th. Three and 2. So DeFreitas and the payoff pitch to Brandon Belt, and Belt drives one to center field. Rivera now going back, and he's going to have room, and that'll end the inning. Bottom of the 8th coming up. It remains 7-4 Giants. Giants tomorrow. It's the Warriors and Cavaliers. That's game 2 coverage. It'll begin at 3. The Warriors NBA Finals Central before every game, post game on Sportsnet Central all the way through the playoffs. You get Greg Papa, you get Gary St. Jean, you get a whole host of others. Come on, why wouldn't you watch that? Here's Carlos Ruiz. Plus, I know all of St. Jean's hangouts in the East Bay, and you know what he's known for?
No.
The best tipper in the East Bay.
Really?
Yep.
That does not surprise me.
He is Mr. Overtip. Bumgarner wanted that one. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Ruiz is 0 for 2. Pitch number 84 coming up for Bumgarner. And this is popped up. It's Crawford. And Crawford will make the play. 1 out. Stay tuned immediately after Giants baseball for Esurance Giants postgame live highlights, reaction, analysis. It's all coming up right after the game. I also know where Gary St. Jean goes for lunch.
Where?
Costco.
Big tipper at Costco.
You know the stuff they hand out?
Oh, he eats for free.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I get it.
Here's Andres Blanco. I know that because I've done it on occasion or two.
I know. I've made more than 1 lap, too.
They'd bring a couple of different T-shirts and you could go back a couple of different times. There's a strike at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Take your glasses off. Wear a hat.
Yeah, that's great.
About the 3rd time, though, the gal goes, really?
What are you doing? You don't think I caught it the first time?
Here.
Blanco hitting at 263.
But there's no calories in that food from Costco.
It's not.
As long as you're eating standing up.
It's right there. Foul out of play, 2-2.
Yeah, Blanco does not get cheated.
He does not. And as a pinch hitter, he's 5 for 17.
88 pitches on the day.
Hit well to left. Aoki back. Gone. It's 8, or make that 7-5. So that's Blanco's first of the year.
Set up in the inside corner, and this really is right to the glove. And so Blanco beats the scout report. And an impressive swing of the bat, and then it comes with 2 strikes.
So here's Ben Revere. Romo now up in the bullpen. Ben Revere is 1 for 3. And that breaking ball almost hit him. 1 ball and no strikes. Out of play down the left field line. Remember, the Phillies have a couple of guys on the bench that are pretty good. That would be Utley and Howard.
Yeah, I'd say they're pretty good.
Mike, that's 19 balls, 73 strikes.
And his first pitch strike ratio has been unbelievable.
Here's your combination righty lefty as Lopez joins Romo.
Bruce Bochy will go through 6 guys to get these next 2 outs here.
And that's pulled on the ground behind Juan Samuel. 1-2.
of 27 first pitch strikes today for Bumgarner.
Got him. Bumgarner saying, don't do that. You can stop doing it.
Well, I can understand why Rivera's a little upset. We have not seen the high wide strike tonight or today. We've seen strikes that have been wide, but I think Posey sets this up. I mean, he sets his target way wide, glove completely off the plate, but he never moves the glove. And you can bring an umpire into it if that ball was right between the knees like that one was.
So here's Hernandez. Hernandez is 0 for 2. And a strike. It's now 1-2. So be pitch number 98 on the afternoon for Madison Bumgarner. Got him, and that'll end the inning. 11 strikeouts. 9th inning coming up. 7-5 Giants.
Tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. pregame live at 10 a.m. You'll see it right here in Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Plus complete pre- and post-game coverage with Giants insider Alex Pavlovich at csnbayarea.com. The home of the authentic Giants fan is Comcast Sportsnet.
Giants leading 7-5. But it's time for a change. Things Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
The pitcher for the Phillies will be Jonathan Papelbon. The 23rd time that he has come in. He's got 11 saves on the year. He's been perfect every time they've given him an opportunity to save a ball game. 27 strikeouts against 6 walks, just 19 base runners in 22 innings. He has been very good, especially against right-handers, just hitting $116 against him. You're going to see a low 90s fastball with a hard slider and a good split, and that's the strikeout pitch that he'll often use to both lefties and righties.
Crawford will lead it off. Crawford, Duffy, and Blanco. That's 6, 7, and 8 in your lineup. And Crawford, a bullet right at the first baseman, Ruff, 1 out. And that'll bring up Duffy. There's Casilla starting to get loose.
Now, the way that he's warming up, you would think that he's coming in the ball game, but I'm just not convinced that Bumgarner's done yet. I mean, right at the 100 pitch level, been very efficient with his throws.
Duffy, 2 for 4, another good game. I think he's done, Mike.
Yeah, you're right. That's the sign.
Duffy cannot hold up. It's 0-2. Got him. 3 pitches.
And there's the breaking ball for Papelbon.
So here's Gregor Blanco.
Set up in the outside corner. Just kind of a slurry breaking ball. You really can't call it a hard slider or a pure curveball. It's kind of right in between, but it's quick and it's a good one. And when you commit to it, it's usually out of the strike zone by the time it gets to you.
Blanco looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. Lays down a bunt. It's a good one. Can Ruiz throw him out? He cannot. And it's going to allow Maxwell to hit. In all honesty, Blanco probably doesn't do enough of that.
Well, I agree with you. He's a guy that can bunt on both sides of the line. I mean, he can push down third. He can take one with him down first. He's got that little slap bunt, so he's got a lot of things that he can do, but he just, for whatever reason, doesn't do enough of it. I mean, that's a perfect bunt. This would have been a miraculous play had Ruiz been able to make it, and he's as good as there is coming from behind home plate to a ball going away from him. The fact that he even made any play is remarkable.
Maxwell hit the big home run yesterday. Maxwell went 2 for 4 in the game last night. Bounces this one to third or to short. Galvis has got it. His throw in time, and that's going to end the inning. Giants are going to take a look at it in the clubhouse, so we'll stay here. He looked out from here.
Yeah, I thought he was out.
The reasons they don't put the umpires up here is the view isn't as good.
Until you get to replay. All right, let's take a look. Did he beat it out?
No, he did not. We will head to the bottom of the 9th. The Giants lead 7-5.
By Honda, Madison Bumgarner would be that gentleman today. 8 strong innings, 11 strikeouts on the day. In a small ballpark, a couple of home runs, put runs on the board for the Phillies, but Bumgarner got his team into the 9th inning with a 2-run lead, and because of that effort, we're going to make him our player of the game. Brought to you by Honda.
It's 7-5 Giants here in the 9th inning. Time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and smog expert.
Santiago Casilla, the Giants closer, coming in trying to nail it down, would be number 17 if he can get it done. 27th time that he has come into a ball game. 4-1 with a 2.70 ERA. 23 strikeouts in 23 innings.
6 hits, 5 runs.
So it'll be Maikel Franco to lead things off. He's 1 for 3. Utley has grabbed a bat. He's on deck.
6 hits, 5 runs, no walks, 11 strikeouts, 2 home runs, 1 hit batsman.
So here's Franco. Low, 1 ball and no strikes. Casilla got the save last night. He threw 13 pitches. Two and 0. And he wanted that one. I guess Mr. Winters is going to make you earn it.
Casilla always settles down after the first strike.
Two balls and 1 strike.
And there it is. And Maikel Franco taken all the way. He'll take no more. Chase Utley on deck.
Two and 2.
That's perfect. 87-mile-an-hour cut, and I mean absolute perfect location. The bottom part of the strike zone down and away. And now you can run that thing out a little bit farther on the outside part, and he has to swing.
Crawford from the hole. Got him.
Solid.
That hole closed up quick.
Well, he knew that he had time to set his feet. Got to him so quickly on the backhand. Set up, target, step right to your intended target and unload right over the top. Boom. See you later.
So here's Utley. Utley in the game last night went 0 for 3. His numbers against Casilla, just regular season numbers, he's 0 for 5 with a walk.
Yeah, he's hit 202. He's still got 24 RBIs.
Yeah. And a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. I don't think Utley thought that was a strike.
I don't care what Utley said. He's not a guy you take lightly, and you're happy to be facing him with nobody on base in this situation. Up by 2.
Just off the plate. Overshift is on now for Utley.
Would have been a pitcher strike. It was close. That's when you want to run up there when you're ahead to count 0-2 or 1-2. You want to get it. The guy's certainly going to try and swing at it to protect. Think about Utley. I mean, he knows his strike zone.
Two and 2.
Now, not anything that's been a surprise. I mean, it's been Mike Winter strike zone all day. It's been down around the knees. He's been very consistent with it.
Two and two to Chase Utley. Out of play. On deck is Jeff Francoeur. And a full count.
So one shot at the plate with a curveball to see if the fish are biting, and they are not. So when you take advantage of the scoreboard, you have a 2-run lead. You do not want to walk and put a guy on for free. You have to make him swing the bat.
3 balls, 2 strikes. And the walk.
And an easy take. Nice at bat.
So here's Francoeur. Francoeur hit the grand slam in the 4th, and he singled up the middle in the 7th. This was the grand slam offered up by Bumgarner.
Fastball, it just sort of cut right into the strike zone. He wanted that thing ideally to be a little bit farther inside, but it was right where Francoeur could get extended. So you know he's been swinging the bat well today with a couple of knocks. Took the ball hard on a number of occasions, even balls foul. So you know what he's thinking. I mean, he's thinking about his tie up the game time.
And a strike to Francoeur.
And that's big time sink right there at 94 miles per hour. I don't think he could throw a harder 2-seamer than that. And that was perfect location. Francoeur has already told you what side of the plate he looks on. He hit that ball off Bumgarner middle in, and he's looking middle in again.
0-2.
So Francoeur not happy about the high strike on a cutter. He's in a quick 0-2 hole. Set up outside. Well, the rule book, that's in the zone right there.
Got him.
That's good morning, good afternoon, and that's good night.
I'm not sure Francoeur can argue that one. Maybe the one before, but not that one.
Well, because he threw the 2 best sinkers he's thrown in 2 weeks. And this thing just comes right back on the outside corner at 94. Bang. And again, look at Buster Posey sort of cradling that thing on the outside corner.
Here's Cody Ashe. No balls and 1 strike.
Again, the sinker. And Posey knows he's got a good one. And he's riding it right now. Hard.
And 2.
Now you throw that 2-seamer off the plate away, down. If you miss, you want to be below the knees. You can bounce a curveball. Going back out.
Outside, 1-2.
A little bit of an overthrow there. Kind of threw that front side out and dragged his arm a bit, which caused it to go high.
Ryan Howard now is on deck. Two.
Great pitch, paralysis. not a comfortable take for a hitter. Not when you're down to your last strike.
Utley goes. That's the ball game. So the Giants win game 2 of this series, and they do it behind Madison.